Hey guys, welcome to NothingGeek TV. Hope you all have been doing great. And look what I got today. It's Lenovo A6000 smartphone pitch again. The new Moto E. Sorry, pardon me. It's the Moto E 2015 or the Moto E second gen, whatever you want to call it. Both the phones are priced at rupees 7,000. So let's see what both the phones have to offer to us. While the Moto E second gen has a 4.5-inch QHD display, the Lenovo A6000 smartphone has a 5-inch HD display. Now, on papers, theoretically, a QHD display is slightly better than a normal HD display. Uh, but to the normal eye, both the displays might look similar, but if you look closely, the display of Moto E got more colors and more richness in it. The viewing angles on both the phone, as you can see, are fine. Apart from that, there are no capacitive buttons on the bottom of the Moto E, which is an added advantage because the capacitive buttons on the bottom of the Lenovo A6000 handset are non-backlit. So while at the night time or in low light, you might be facing problems if you are using the phone from only some time when you have purchased it newly. That won't be the case with Moto E handset. The next thing, coming to the thickness, as you can see, Moto E is thicker than the Lenovo A6000 handset. Uh, well, it's not much thicker. However, this phone got more weight. This is slightly lighter than the Moto E. Uh, both on both the phones, you can see the volume rocker buttons and power on off keys are present on the left hand side of the phone. On the top, you got 3.5mm jack port in Moto E, while on the Lenovo A6000 you got a 3.5mm jack port, as well as the micro USB port. On the right side, there is nothing. On the Moto E, you got USB micro USB port on the bottom, while on Lenovo A6000 it is on the top. So let's check out the RAM on both the phones. Let me tell you that both the phones are not running any major multiple applications. There are few 2-3 applications on both the phones apart from the stock things. So let's see the amount of free RAM. Both the phones have 1 GB of total RAM in them. So let's check out the free RAM on both the phones. So guys, first of all, as you can see, 617 MB RAM has been used on Lenovo A6000 and 407 is free. It is running 3-4 apps, and on the Moto E2 the amount of free RAM is 495 MB, which is more than Lenovo A6000. This is the case because this phone is running 2-3 apps more than Moto E. So approximately you'll be getting the similar amount of free RAM on both the phones. Now let's come to the storage. So guys, again, this is showing total space 8 GB, which is showing total space 5 GB. They have trimmed down the space which is has been occupied by the OS. So available space is 2.40 GB. That is because I have installed Asphalt 8 game on this phone. As you can see, the system is occupying 3.33 GB here, and apps are all occupying 2.540 GB. So approximately the internal memory will give you the similar amount of space on both the phones. You can mount an SD card on both the phones, expand your total space to 32 GB, and the important thing to note is that you can also move your apps to SD card on both the handsets. I showed this with Lenovo A6000 in my previous video. If you haven't seen that video, kindly hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any important update. So you can clear the internal memory for further apps and data, messaging data, if you want to put in more amount of apps. Now let's see on what OS the phones are running. So since it's a Motorola device, so we are already heads up with updates. So this is running on Android Kit at 5.0.2. I'll open the Lollipop. So that's our Lollipop on this phone, and that's our Android KitKat on the Lenovo A6000. There have been no words from Lenovo about the update when it will be coming to Lollipop update to this one. However, Motorola Moto E will be always freshed up with the latest updates whenever they arrive on both the phones. Moving on to the next aspect. While the Lenovo A6000 got a 8 megapixel camera, autofocus camera, the Moto E got a fixed focus 5 megapixel camera. Now let's check out the images from both the phones. Now this is the image which has been clicked by the front facing camera of both the phones. As you can see, since this is a VGA camera, the image quality is not so good, the colors are not so good, while on the Lenovo A6000 the colors are better as well as the image quality. However, you can't expect much from the budget phone, but still Lenovo A6000 is a winner here. Let's check the images clicked by the rear camera. So again, Lenovo A6000 is a better performer comes to Moto G. You can see the colors and the clarity. Moving on to the text. See, I zoomed in on the text. It's not clearly visible on Moto E, while it's visible on the Lenovo A6000 handset. So when I showed you both the front-facing images and the rear images on the phones, they are not really great. But if you're purchasing any of these two phones, then obviously Lenovo A6000 scores over Moto E in terms of in camera department. Now let's check out finally the power. I ran Antutu benchmarks on both the phones, and let's see what score Antutu benchmark has given to Lenovo A6000 and Moto E second gen smartphone. Lenovo A6000 gets a score of 20,722, while the Moto E gets a score of 15,936. I'll show you where are they ranked. As you can see, both the phones are ranked below as Zen 5, but Lenovo A6000 scores bit more than the Moto E. However, the score is not significant, it's a difference of around 5,000 only. Let's quickly move on to the things we might have missed in the spec department. Hopefully you can see it. I have all covered most of the specifications. One thing, the display density. Here is 320 dpi, here is 240 dpi no QHD display, and resolution is 720p on a HD display. So let's test the multi-touch of the phone. So like you saw, both the phones support a 5-point multi-touch display, and there is not much of a difference. Now coming to final thing, the backplate of both the phones. There is no exactly a backplate. In the Moto E, you only have a side perimeter plate which is easily removable, and you can insert two SIM cards at the same time and a micro SD card too. However, the battery is completely sealed, while on the Lenovo A6000 you can insert two SIM cards as well as a memory card, while the battery is removable. So and in terms of battery, both the phones have similar battery. This phone has 2390 mAh battery, this phone has 2300 mAh battery. So we are looking at a slightly more battery backup time from Moto E handset as compared to the Lenovo A6000 handset. So guys, we compared both the phones. The phones are priced similarly. If you want to opt for a good brand with a better build, I'll give more points to the Moto E in terms of build and robustness, because this phone is more sturdy and it's more premium looking. However, Lenovo A6000 is more plastic and a toys device. So all in all, if you want a bigger screen, slightly better processor, not major difference, and you want a little better camera, then go for Lenovo A6000. Otherwise, if you want a really sharp display, sluggish free user UI, and a longer lasting battery time, Moto E should be your choice. So if you like the video, kindly hit the subscribe button, and if you have any queries, kindly leave your comments in the comment section below. And hopefully you will have a great time. You enjoyed the video, hopefully, and see you next time, guys. Cheers.